It's the smile for me.
Yeah. Okay. So let me start the program again. I said, hi, my name is Prince Wonder, MD Wonder Fund. Welcome back to our midweek live analysis session with Prince Wonder. Now, as usual, on the program, we analyze the financial markets, cryptos, forex, try to see where exactly the market is going to for the rest of the week or more than that. And we just basically analyze and see what we're going to do, take positions and whatnot. Okay, so the forex and cryptocurrency market has been a little crazy recently. Bitcoin basically dropped lower and then it's consolidating. For the forex market, USD has basically overturned everything and it's taking an upper hand. And Euro, GBP against the US dollar and JPY, they've been selling for the last couple of weeks. And seeing as Euro, GBP, USD are some of the major currencies in the market, the tone they take or the direction they take tends to have a significant psychological impact on the rest of the market. And so a lot of different pairs have been in tune with what they're doing. So for the last couple of weeks, every time we think the market is going to reverse, it's going to come back, we see a lower low, right? Or we see a break and a lower low. So I'm just going to go through my charts and then try to show you guys what exactly I've been looking at and my expectations for these markets. Okay, I trust everybody can see my screen. All right, so I had to go up to the weekly chart in order to get to find our next support, since the market hasn't really retested these levels since '02, and as such, we have to go really far back to confirm where our support and resistances are. Now, as you can see, the current market price is basically still in the middle, so we really haven't bottomed out yet, or we can't actually say we're going to take any major reversals from here. Although on the smaller time frames, we could still take some short-term reversals. But if you're looking mid-term, long-term, you really want to see the market bottom out before you start to take a reversal position. Okay. Now coming down to a lower time frame, try to see the next move the market is going to make and how we can act or react to that. Now, giving the most annoying part of where the market is right now is verifying or validating our support and resistance, because the market hasn't really been in these levels for a very long time. Okay, so but I'm just going to makeshift my support and resistance where I think they are. Most certainly, we should have one here. So on the short term, we seem to have tried to push up, got rejected at this point, slow downtrend, and now we're back within this range. So if I was going to take any sort of buy position, I really want to see the market react in a certain kind of manner when we drop here. If we drop more to a lower time frame, we actually do have a support up here, but I doubt it's going to hold any significant downtrend. So I really just want to see how the market reacts to 0.9929 to see if I can take a buy position from there. Now, taking a sell from here really wouldn't be otherwise, seeing as the market is consolidating. We can't really say for sure if it's actually even going to drop here, but I can't take a position from where the current market is. Plus, the RR really isn't all that good if we take a sell from here, because our stop loss is going to be somewhere here. Take profits just about there as well. So you see, we have less than 1:1. I cannot overemphasize the significance or the importance of risk management and good position sizing, because that's actually what keeps us profitable in the market over time. It's not technical analysis, it's risk management and discipline, of course. Okay, so this is Euro USD. I'm mostly indecisive. Where I really want to see to start taking a position on this pair is the market to drop down into the zone, which I actually think is going to happen. If we do that, I see signs of a good recovery, considering I'm already seeing a bullish divergence on the RSI. I just spotted that this morning. So since May, we've been forming higher lows on the RSI. So, and the market has been making lower lows. So in any case, we'll be having further sells, but with decreased sell pressure, right? So if we do bottom out, we just need price to bottom out before we could really take on a new trend. Okay, similar to what's happening in the cryptocurrency markets, we have something similar on Bitcoin. Bitcoin bounced off of oversold region on the weekly RSI, but it doesn't look like the market price has bottomed out yet. This is why I always tell my students to focus more on price action before adding an indicator for confirmation. You see, an indicator simply shows you certain things that really may not mean or immediately necessarily mean a reversal for price. Okay, so in this case, we bottomed out. We recovered a little bit here from $17,000 zone back up to 24,000. It was a good recovery, but a lot of people would have interpreted that this oversold on this weekly time frame as a much larger move. Now, the thing with higher time frames is that they take much longer time periods to play out. So if I'm trading on the weekly time frame, I'm having a 6 to 9 months outlook mentality. Okay, if you backtest your charts very well, you see that's the time frame they usually work. It usually takes time for the market to build up. So if you're working, the higher the time frame, the higher the waiting period. All right. So right now, I'm not convinced the crypto market has bottomed out yet. I don't want to be too optimistic or too skeptical, but I really don't think we've bottomed out yet. All right. So dropping down to a lower time frame, Bitcoin has been consolidating. Although my previous chart, yeah, this is what we used for last week's live analysis session. So we were still trading about up here at the time, and I said we would drop to $22,000 level. I really wasn't sure if we were going to break this level at the time, but obviously we did, and now we're dropping lower. Okay, so now we're ranging here as of right now, and so we really just want to see how the market reacts or breaks out of this zone. But if you're a scalper, you really want to take the opportunity to really just flip your money back and forth while the market is trading in this range. Yeah, I'm more of a position trader, so I really just want to wait and take some big moves rather than try to trade every little step that the market makes. Okay, guys, so please just send in your pairs. I've just looked at some of the major pairs in the market, and so let's break it down to what you trade and see how exactly we can walk around what you do. Okay, so send in your recommendations, and I'm going to be looking at them right now on the program.
Please, I was restricted from typing. So I can't type. I wanted to ask for GMT and
Okay, all
NEA.
right. Mr. Clark, could you fix that? There's this my student who is a die-hard fan of BNB. Basically, what he trades all day is BNB. He's hooked on BNB. You can see I haven't really touched my charts much on BNB recently. BNB has this tendency to mirror Bitcoin's movement. Based on my work with it, it's about a 1% range of BTC, although it has broken out of that sequence now. Else, formerly as Bitcoin is at 21,300, you see BNB at 210, 300 or 30 or something like that. But it has since broken out of that range. But right now, seems like we had a decent buy recently, recovery from. Okay, now this makes sense. Okay, so you see that key level, that's where the market reacted to, recovered, because if we dropped below that level, we're almost certainly going to see 135 for BNB. So we've recovered a little bit. We hit the next key resistance on the lane, and we're starting to see price react to that. Now, based on what I'm seeing on this time frame, we are almost certainly going to see a lower low. We're going to see a lower low for price. So literally what we just want to do is to determine where that lower low is going to be at. This really would be my first choice. So if we're dropping, we should be expecting BNB back at 269, 270 dollar. So that's really what you want to be looking at for a sell. Although, well, it depends on what time frame you take this trade, because if I had to take it on this time frame, my stop loss would probably be above, and the risk to reward really wouldn't be good. But if you're trading on a much smaller time frame, you could maybe do something like this. Yeah, and still not too good, but halfway decent. So I'm on a sell for BNB. So GMT USDT. Stepping. I had an opportunity to really make a really decent killing off of this pair, investing in it, of course, but I didn't really understand the project in time. I didn't grasp the project in time. By the time I did, it was already too late to invest in. Else, before it actually went viral, I got wind of the token and stuff, and we were really hyper. We really wanted to invest, but by the time I'd come around to it, price was already too far gone, and we just froze, and then boom. It was crazy. Honestly, it was painful and crazy at the same time. Okay, so if you want to make crazy money in the cryptocurrency market, you have to take certain risks and chances. Likewise, that's the fastest route to losing crazy money in the cryptocurrency market. It gives and it takes. Okay, so for stepping, we've seen a breakout of our key support. Tried to retest it a couple of times, made a lower low. Now, right now, I still think we're going to come back up a bit, if only based on what I'm seeing on the RSI. We're going to come back up a little bit, more like a full retest of this zone and then a bearish continuation, almost certainly that bearish continuation. So we'll just pull back up a little bit and then probably have a bearish confirmation. I think the RSIs are corroborating my story.
I can't hear you. I can't hear
Yeah,
you.
I'm not speaking.
Okay.
I was just checking the charts. Okay, so we're just having a little reaction to this, but I still think we're still going to break within this zone before coming down. So if you just want to see how it goes, if we drop far enough to somewhere here, I'd strongly advise you to enter the market. I strongly advise you to enter the market. Just put your stop a little below there. You see, we have a decent 1:2.36. So if we do drop as far as this point, that's 0.78. I strongly advise you to enter the market for a short-term buy, of course. Just 4% risk. So if you're running a really good risk management system, it shouldn't be much of a problem. Okay, so just GMT and USDT, BNB. Let's take one more before we go. Just one more pair to analyze. One more. Does anyone else have a market they want us to look
Waves.
at? Oh,
Waves.
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 My old friend Waves.
So who's your new friend now?
Oh,
Who's your new friend now?
well, we'll find out. If the chart looks good, we become friends immediately. We might even get married.
Okay. No.
Need to check something. Okay. You see my work as far back as 2019 on this chart. Okay, so this is a very, very strong support for wave, very important level for waves. So clearly it understands, it explains why we're not breaking below that very easily. Okay, now coming back to the lower time frame, we certainly have been ranging here for what, since June. And hopefully we're going to see a breakout soon. But you see, one thing that I realize a lot of people, one mistake a lot of people do is when the market is ranging, we try too hard to wait for a breakout, expect a breakout. You see, if the range is wide enough, that in itself is a blessing. If the range is wide enough, that in itself is a blessing. For waves, this range is flipping 45% every go round. I don't want it to break out. I want it to keep ranging. Please keep ranging. There some range are very good. They are very healthy. It will come down to BTC. The range I mentioned on the BTC pair, that range is just a few percent. Yeah. So it's really not all that juicy compared to what's on what's it, this chart? Okay, sorry, I have a lot of different BTC charts. Okay, so this range is what, 3%? I don't want to waste my time with that. But when I have a 45% range, I want the market to stay in that range and keep ranging. Within this range, we still have other range that the market has formed. So if you know what you're doing, you're going to make a lot of money scalping, especially when you have the time and the ability to spend with the market. So if the market is ranging, if you can identify the range, all you have to do is take those long, quick scalps. Even the short-term range is still better than the one we saw on Bitcoin. It's at least 10%. It's a 16% on this tiny range here, and it flipped that like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. At least you would have gotten two. At least you would have gotten two. So sometimes when the market is ranging, it's a blessing in disguise. All right. So coming down to our shorter term plays, waves. Yes. Coming down to our short term plays for waves, we see a breakout, pullback, consolidation, and now we are breaking out of that range. Okay, so if you want, you can also still break this down into steps and trade it as the market moves on. You don't necessarily need to take one single position from bottom to top. Okay, so as we break out, we're almost certainly seeing that continuation back up here. I think this is the second alternate coin I'm analyzing, and I'm seeing signs of a bullish continuation. Even though it's still going to be bearish, but we're seeing signs of a bullish continuation. So we just need to see if this has a good risk to reward ratio, which it doesn't. If we're able to catch it early within this range, it would have been great, but we have a 1 ratio 0.97. Not so good risk to reward ratio. If we're able to get it down within this point, yes, it's perfect. But where it is right now is already just too far gone. if you want to take the trade, you actually still absolutely can. I can't tell you what to do or not to do. I'm simply sharing my opinion on the markets and what I think price is going to do based on the information that I have on my chart. So the rest is entirely up to you. So this is the last pair we're going to look at for today. As always, we're going to be live every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Looking at the financial markets, crypto, forex, trying to determine where the market is going to go to for the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the next 1 hour. So basically just going to be looking at the market to try and determine what it's going to do on the program. So thank you guys for coming out. I'll see you next Wednesday, and spread the word so we have a lot more people on the program and a lot more pairs to analyze and see how we can trade them. All right. Have a great week. Have a profitable trading. Have a nice day.